Hey, yo, this is your boy Mind Control, and you already seen the intro, so let's get it, right? We made it to Master Rank again with Magna Warriors and a slew of other different decks. So we're not even gonna waste no time, right? So I do have replays I saved underneath the replay tab, but we're gonna go ahead and look at the deck list first, of course, for the new people who haven't seen this video yet. So this is the deck list. Nothing has changed from us making it to Master 5. We did the climb all the way to Master 1. We used a couple different other decks. It wasn't too different. We just get some variety in there. But for the most part, yeah, we this is the deck we climbed with when we were at risk of being deranked. Now let's just look at the player log. So we went on a 5-game winning streak to make it to Master. So we was about to derank a few times, and this is all from the last video with the ninjas. This is all I've been losing a coin toss like a lot, a lot, and it was pretty aggravating. And I'm playing against big like full boards. This is where I almost deranked, and I had to lock in real quick. 1-1, then lost 2 more. 1-1, and you know what I mean. Then I got it under the control. So I believe this is the one of the duels I want to showcase. And let's see, it's against Skyscraper. So we're gonna start the duel from here. Start the video from here, and then we're gonna go through all the replays. I'm gonna cut out all the bullshit. But with that being said, cue the intro. And we're back, and we're going second, so you know that always had to feel really good, right? And we're playing against Skyscraper, which I already told you, and this is in midst of me pretty much getting my win streak going on, and this was like dead in the middle. So yep, he has the triple attack the talent, and of course he take away the Ash, and this is when he does his plays, so which is pretty smart to make sure that he won't have like Imperm or something like that in hand. But Ash was just as good, so he was able to take that away, and I wouldn't say go into full combo, but he went into a decent combo. Got Camellia, and then pitched the Royal Anchor in the graveyard, and he already seen what was in our hand, so he has a lot of intel on what we're gonna play and how can we play. Only thing that he doesn't know is off the draw. And what we get for the draw? A draw. So it didn't really help too well. So yeah, it wasn't. And he had draw himself. So this kind of like stopped us from killing this turn because we weren't able to draw into anything good. But it is what it is. So we pitched to Lucian, and then of course he used his mobile engage, or what is it? I forgot the name of that card. Oh, linkage, yeah. So you use linkage, and then I brought the Lucian in just so I can see if he wanted to tag out. But of course he attacked the Lucian just because he know I can snatch one of his cards, and which was a perfect play, right? So then we threatened with our plasma to attack, and then he ended up freaking pushing our conduction back in hand, and we have Beta on board, so we can always tag out with Beta. And he goes back into a 0. So we tag out immediately before he draw into an Ash, because you know he's going to get engaged. So we use Magna Warrior, and then he grabbed another engage. We use that to pitch the minus, because I don't have any more pluses in deck. The last one I have is in hand, so it kind of sucks on top of that too. Use Widow Anchor to negate the Espeon, and then yeah, he attacks, and it's back on our turn. So I think he has another no, he has an engage and something else lay face down. So we don't know what it is, and yeah, we're gonna play like it's a Widow Anchor. So we're gonna play a little bit cautious, but not too cautious to the point that we can't get our plays like good and going. So we grab a minus with the Beta, use Lucian to pin down the freaking 0. And then we use the bonding to go into a plasma to grab another bonding to use that bonding to fuse into threaten attack to make him make a decision. So he ended up, of course, doing that. And then he used the lemon gate to link, and of course he's going to link into something to get rid of that with his Ziki. So you get rid of the conduction, and right now we're thinking that, okay, well, he doesn't have too much. Whatever this is, laying face down, is not going to be a problem for us, right? So now we're able to pretty much play on uninterrupted. So we use the minus plus the plasma to go into the flux, use that to go into the S1, and then pitch the beta, grab the minus, and then we go into granite night. And this is where we thinking like, okay, well, whatever he has is gonna be good. So I thought he was gonna use the monster that pretty much negates. He was gonna use flux to push it back in hand, but it wasn't. So we use that, get the researcher, search for 5. We didn't get a hit at all, and then we immediately, no, we did get a hit. We got guardian. So now we are super duper freaking good. And he was blinking, right? He was like getting a notification, so we thought he was gonna have like a Nibiru, and that's when I thought like, damn, I should have did that so soon. So I did that, and then I put guardian back on board, used kewltune, put that in defense mode for the oh yeah, because I already attacked. So we got guardian destroys itself, and then go back in the deck. So right now we are sitting pretty high. There's not too much he can do to pretty much stop our turn. And he quits. And we're back, and we're going first. So this duel was a little different, right? And then it kind of feels bad because we had to do a few normal summons and special summons from hand. So he was able to get a lot of advantage off of that. But it is what it is. We're pretty confident in our hand and our deck. So we are, like right now at this point right here, where he's blinking, right? So we don't know what he have, and we're trying to play cautious. So we know whatever it is not a Nibiru, right? So we could play through, like we could play without being threatened of a Nibiru, but we still don't know what he has. So I'm thinking that he has like an Imperm or a Velar, and I'm thinking like, oh man, so once the turn is over, he's going to like use the Velar to like pretty much negate the barrier statue. So it's gonna feel bad, but we'll still have something. So I laid the super poly down, and the motherfucker had K9s, which feels real bad, right? So I didn't want to have him wait, so I just let him to keep the lupus on board. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, if anything, I can just use the super poly to get rid of lupus, and then pretty much super poly into flux to bring it back. And that was my whole idea. So he got Kyuta, and I think this is a K9 Sulfur Core deck. So it's not even like a K9's Yummy Sulfur Core, like actual. So I used both of those to fuse into flux, just so we can try to negate him having like more cards on board. So I flipped that face down, and then I use flux to bring back barrier statue, put it in defense mode, and at this point he can't really destroy it because the turn is over. He already did his battle phase. So he used the Sulfur Core spell, and then grab Promedia and Sylvia. Use that Primero, whatever the fuck it is, and then we use Tucson. I think he was going to take it or destroy it, but it doesn't even matter because that's the end of his turn. And we're back, and we're going second, and this is going to be a long ass video. So we have a lot of replays, more than I definitely expected, right? So this is against kewltunes, and they use a JJ kewltune. Ash, the first thing I can pretty much get my hands on, just to see if he had was Call with a Grave, and the Ash go throws. So then I immediately max seed after that, just so we can get advantage. And then he used Triple Protector Talent to look in our hand, and at this point, this hand is kind of like, bro, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't, because I had a pretty good hand. There's nothing you could really do to like stop this hand, to be honest. So then we go into that, and then I use the full loss just in case he have clips in hand, and I summon out the beta grab plus. I use minus to fuse plus with in hand, and then I go into conduction, in attack mode because we're looking to kill this turn. So then he Valor us, which is okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. So I think that's okay, and then we use plus to bring out the minus pitch to Lucian, and then we attack because I feel like I would got more damage this way than bringing out goddamn to Lucian. Then we use that to go into IP Masquerena just to have some advantage and bring Lucian down, and then yeah, we set on this board, and this board is not as good as you think because this guy just powered through the shit, right? So I use Lucian to take Q, and after taking Q, he special summon one in hand. I use IP Masquerena to link into Gorgon, but it doesn't really do too much for the simple fact that yeah, I needed to banish and get rid of, and pretty much he still have whatever's in hand, which is thank God is clipped, so we didn't have too much to worry about. So you get Maker adds one, and then clip destroys one, which is pretty much would be the goddamn plasma, but it's okay because we already done with plasma anyways, and turn everything to earth doesn't really affect kewltunes like that. So you got another Rico, and then he summoned out Rico. I used Lucian just in case. I just did it early because I didn't want him to like get something to link towards it, and then now we don't have our two roadblocks on the field. And he goes into, I think, RS. I believe it's RS. No, he goes to Zalan, whatever the fuck it's called. And he hit for the minus, leaves the damn plus on field, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And I draw into a fucking a drone lock bird. So I did that, and then I go for SP Golden Knight, and I think I did this wrong. No, I didn't even use it. So then he used clip, and I use SP Golden Knight to get rid of it, right? Yeah. Use SP Golden Knight to get rid of it, but he still negates the goddamn plus in the graveyard, so it kind of feels bad. But yeah. No, he doesn't. Oh yeah, he did negate it. So I used Lucian to beat over whatever he have, and then he still have the sit on board, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last turn, so we're not really too spooked on it. And he used goddamn, what is it called, kewltune synchro again, and then we link SP Golden Knight to it, and then yeah, he destroys that, and we get our summon off, which was more important than anything. But yeah, he was still able to attack, so he attacked the minus again, which is the proper thing to do. Summon out the Q. The Q goes into Rico, and Rico get Rotary and Q XC Synchro into Maker, and then they look at my damn hand, which I have nothing, and then they look at the top two cards in my deck, and then pretty much place it to wherever he wants to. No, he fucking shuffles. He shuffles goddamn Lucian back in the deck, and then look at the top two, get rid of fucking what's it called? Get rid of bonding and put Super Poly on the top of the deck, which is that's going to be his downfall. He doesn't know yet. So you go for RS. No, you go for back to back. God damn, I can't believe I beat this shit. Yeah, you go for back to back, which is yeah. So we got Super Poly, so we have the idea. We use plus, and since it's in the battle step, he can't really react with back to back. And use back to back to beta to grab minus, and then while we're still in that step, we fuse those two away, which is kind of like the plus for this, because we're able to do this on the battle step, and he couldn't plus anymore with back to back, and that was just pretty much a misplay on his part. So we end up winning by a slither. And we're back, and we're going second. Now, I don't want to sound pretentious or anything like that, but I've been playing against a lot of Magna Warriors this time around, like a lot. And feels bad, but it is what it is. Not, it don't really feel bad, but you know, it kind of sucks at the same time. Cause you know, like, goddamn, that you doing what I do, you know what I mean? So he doing his B&B, get the granite, and he's playing Block Dragon, which I don't play because I feel like a lot of their plays are so reliant on Block Dragon that if you don't get the benefits from Block Dragon, it kind of like mess you up. So he could have got anything else. He could have got a beta and went for the Nat Beast to like stop a lot of shit. But since he like prioritized Block Dragon so much, that kind of like stops him from doing a lot of stuff. But he could have went to Nat Beast, but he still didn't do it. And I think this is the mistake what he made, whereas he's thinking that he's going to lock me into Earth monsters, but he don't know I'm playing Magna Warriors too. So this is another downfall for him because he's like relying on floodgating more than setting up his board. Sorry, I had to sneeze. So he goes into Verone, and then yeah, it's all in all, he pretty much is using so many resources, and he's banishing everything. So you go into Flux grab statue barrier statue, and he didn't even put in defense mode, he put in attack mode, which is kind of like, what are you doing, bro? So we're doing our play too, and we're just waiting on his goddamn Verone to activate, and he already knows because he's super pinned down. There's nothing he can really do. So he quits after doing all that. And we're back. And this is going to be our replay where someone used a full hand of hand traps against us, and we still end up coming with a good board. So we start off with bonding, and we use the full odds just to see if he have like a ash or something, and nothing was paused, so we was like, okay, cool. But he did have the bell, which kind of feels bad. So we have this in hand, so we pitched the goddamn Omega and then grabbed that, and he immediately impermed us. So we use our super poly to get rid of both of these just so we can grab a minus. Don't know why I prioritize. No, we use that to get a flux. Don't know why. That's the reason why. No, I didn't even do that. Never mind. I did go for plasma. So I prioritized that so heavily, but I think I was going more for me having 2 level 4s on board with the Lucian. So I did that. Went for goddamn granite because at this point I'm gonna use the bonding to add beta and put that back on board. So yeah, I was going to go for the juggler. And we're back, and we're going first again. So yeah, we start off with the Turion, grab a bonding, use that, and I added the conduction, just thinking that okay, maybe he doesn't have Ash, and that's just again what I normally do. So we already have the Lucian in hand, so we have to make sure we use Omega properly. So he used that Radiant monster, and then I ashed it immediately. And I know that they have that monster that pitch everything back to hand. So once I did that, I seen that he had a lot of fucking like his string was, my spirit was turning red. So I'm like, okay, let me just immediately summon Berry Statue, and all that shit went away. So I know he had the monster that pitched everything back to hand. So I'm like, okay, cool. I did get the proper read, but I should have did it initially. But I waited, and that almost cost me my whole board. But apparently when you try to be greedy, it doesn't pay at all. And we end up pulling a beta, which on the last card, which is fucking awesome. Because now it's one of them things where, yeah, you're more likely cook. Because your Typhoon cards it's not gonna be as good as you think it's gonna be. So I use that to fuse with the goddamn granite. And I still have 2 bondings in hand. So I don't know why I did not put it in the extra deck zone, but it is what it is. So I end up going for that, and I can't go into IP Masquerade because I already got Bear Statue on board, so that's also another thing. So yep, he used the chant, and I immediately negated that. He used the vision. I negate that also. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, here's the super poly. I mean the forbidden droplet. And he used that, and I'm like, okay, well, we'll let that rock. So I destroy this just so he don't get rid of my barrier statue, and then he gets rid of one of the bonding. Well, I didn't destroy it, I just took it, which is also a bad thing too, but did that just so I don't get rid of my bonding. And yeah, destroy all those monsters. And all he has is a normal summon, which is he gonna grab a mystical typhoon again. And this time he goes for that bonding, and I'm like, nah, I'd rather just negate this shit. And I negate that. Next time you got to think that I need to destroy it, but it is what it is. So I get rid of the Kewltune, I don't know why, but yeah, I prefer to just pitch that back in hand, right? So I did that, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just get Kewltune back on board, but yeah, he's out of gas. And we're back, and this is going to be one of those duels where, yeah, if you notice, this mug got 60 cards, right? And right now, while you're watching this video, comment down below what you think this deck's going to be. You got the Yummy Sleeves. Of course, he got the Mitsurugi cards. See if you could guess what this deck was going to be. Comment down below if you got it correctly, or if you got it wrong, tell me what you thought it was going to be. And I'm probably like 99% sure you're going to be wrong. Tell me, like, let's make a contest. Let's see who got it right. Tell me what you think it's going to be. 60 cards, Mitsurugi with Yummy Sleeves. So he goes for the Habakiri. Everything leads to Habakiri, right? Got the Saji, then of course he grabs the Ritual. And he pitched goddamn plus and beta, right? Pitch plus and beta, grabs minus, use minus to fuse into plasma. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? Fucking curveball. Grab bonding, use bonding to grab the Espelon. Use that, normal summon again, pitch the goddamn Omega, go into fucking dual drive. Not granted, dual drive. This motherfucker's playing ryzeal, Magnet Warrior, Mitsurugi. What? And and then Kashtira. Not Kashtira, but fucking fiendsmith. And it's like, bro, like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? And then they make it more cards to be able to turbo out, what is it called? Habakiri. Like, so you can get Habakiri easier. And like, what are we doing? He cleared this whole board just so he can start over, right? And he goes into Dagaris to pitch to draw 2 cards. Of course, he pitched the goddamn full loss because he don't need that no more. He's gonna come up with a hell of a board, right? Yeah. So doing this fiendsmith combos, I'm gonna fast forward this shit because the combo is pretty fucking long. And with the super poly, I'm thinking I can beat this board, right? I'm thinking I can beat this board, but the advantage that he have in hand is fucking insane. It's really insane. So I don't even know why I took on the challenge. But yeah. So it goes for burn. It's so much shit, bro. Like, so degenerate, bro. So this is the board. And then he has prayer set, 3 cards in hand, 2 special summon negates, discard, 4 destructions. No, he don't have the Eva Twin on there. A snatch steal, a special summon from the graveyard, and I draw into an ash. So I did this in the draw phase because I'm thinking like, okay, well, I prefer to get rid of all these cards immediately, right? So I get rid of the 2 cards that would pretty much afford him to special summon more. I mean, for him to negate us more. So I select Earth because that would get rid of the ryzeal. So these are like proper plays. He has prayers. I have Ash for prayers. So I'm thinking like, okay, I might be able to beat this motherfucker. And then he already chain blocked his own goddamn, what is it? High Caesar. So he can't do that. So I pitched the minus, and then he negates that. I'm like, okay, cool. That's one negate. So I have one more negate to get through, right? So then I'm like, all right, well, let me see if I can get the beta, right? He Ash. This is that at this moment, that's when I kind of knew I was cooked. I was not expecting Ash. Ash really cooked me, right? Did not expect that Ash at all, and it kind of like stopped me from doing a lot of stuff from there. So then he used the High King Caesar to negate the goddamn researcher, and it feels bad at this point. And I have a fucking level 3 and a level 4 in hand on the board. So he used a Lacrima to burn me for 1200, but whatever. So then I said, okay, well, I have one more stretch, right? Let me go for this. So I attack, and then I go for goddamn Exciton Knight, and I'm thinking like maybe I can destroy everything, right? And he destroys me, but then he still have the detonator on board, and he fucking switch out to Lucian, and I'm like, all right, well, now I'm cooked, because now you're gonna plus up on everything, and I have nothing else in here. So I did end up losing this battle, but man, look at the goddamn that damn hand he had, right? And this is the deck list. No, that's my deck list. My bad. Look, like, come on, bro. Not a bad idea. Low key, I'm not a 60 card deck type of motherfucker, but not a terrible idea, because he has a preparation right, and then he has a bunch of co-second, hand traps. He has the Retaliating C, 3 imperms. So it's not like a terrible idea, but it's just like, come on, bro. But yeah, he beat me, and the Ash is what cooked me. If he didn't have Ash or any hand traps, I would have been good. Let's go to the next replay. Since you're already here, right? You're looking. And since you're already looking, it's going to be against another goddamn Magna Warrior. So I think I played Magna Warrior probably like 4 or 5 times. And yeah, I actually won this match. So I'm going second again, and I got Duel in hand again. So it's almost like not a mirror match, but like a mirror to what happened last time. So you throw the minus in the graveyard. You go to Granite, and I draw this, and see, like, because they're so reliant on Block Dragon, it's kind of like once they get Ash or Imperm, they don't know what to do from there. So he running way more emancipators than I do. So he got no hit off of that, and then he goes into this drill driver, I guess. And then he gets rid of his Omega, and then, like, just like the last time, they just assume that I'm not playing Earth Monsters, so they try to floodgate. So he goes into Curious, pitch the Bear Statue, and then pitch discard 3 more, and then he goes into this one. He tried to floodgate my graveyard too. So Jabruni, and then I mean, fair attempt, but as you can see, you already noticed that I won this match, and I pretty much just waited for him to use all his negates and shit, and yeah, got rid of him. I got him out of there. So on the draw another minus. So this feels really good, because then I have everything I pretty much need. So yep, I go to attack the Link monster just to see what he does, and he panic goes into Little Knight. So he get rid of my Conduct, and I'm like, okay, well, cool. So that's one thing out the way. So he grabs a Guardian and a Researcher and another an Emancipator Seeker. So then, alright, cool. I have 2 minuses in hand, and then of course he fucking max sees me, right? So he max sees, and then I use the Omega to pretty much go into conduction. And then I grab bonding. And I think I normal summon with, I normal summon with minus just to see what he do. And I use researcher. He allows this to go through. I don't know why he allowed this to go through. And I grab another minus, use kewltune, and then goes into granite. Because at this point I can just snatch his goddamn, what is it called? His SP for the night. So I'm really not too much concerned with it. So then he draws himself because now he's scared, and this allows me to pretty much super poly, I mean not super poly, but grab his granite. Then I use goddamn bonding and not realizing that, okay, well, he still has the link, the attachment, so he can just negate a spell. It is what it is. So then I have another normal summon, so I grab that, and then I go into the charmer, and I remember that he has something in the graveyard. So then I grabbed his emancipator from the graveyard with the top of 5 of mine, and I end up hitting a goddamn beta, which is perfect. Just enough damage to kill him. So yeah, this was kind of like good and bad. I kind of misplayed a little bit, but it worked out. And 50 more damage. I needed nothing but beta, so I kind of like almost fumbled that game. But it is what it is. We still came out on top. And we're back, and we're going second again. And I tell you this fucking, and this really goddamn Exo Sisters. I tell you, this time around, I really went second so many times. Like, so many times. So I feel like I did get a little better with the deck. And I did play Exo Sisters, and I did remember some things, right? So you have Betrayal, which is a good card, but you can bait it out very easily. So you can bait it out, make them use their effects early, especially if I'm using goddamn, what's it called? I'm using Magnum. I'll make sure I don't pitch the cards I want in the graveyard as early, just so I can wait, right? And apparently, I didn't think about it, but these are not fucking super poly targets. It's a dark and a light, and I thought they would both be spellcasters, and this fucking fairy and warrior. But I thought it was gonna be super poly targets. I'm like, oh yeah, we good. We indeed was not good. So then I used S1, and then I pitched Omega Engrave, and I just knew this fucking idiot was going to use this effect. This does, by the way, this does nothing. This does absolutely nothing. It just copies the effect of whatever I throw in the graveyard, and it special summons something from graveyard, but there's nothing in graveyard. It can't be Omega. So I just knew that he was going to fucking panic, do something. So he ended up using his effect, and then he gets rid of the Omega, but I'm okay with that. So then, like, he kind of like panicked for whatever reason. So I used Get Plasma on Phil. Now there's a super poly target, right? He ashes our Plasma, and I have the Call by the Grave for that. So I use that, and I think he Ghost Spelled us, which feels really bad. But I immediately super poly. I said, fuck that, let's get this out of there before he used his Returnia, and then now we're cooked for real. So then we go into Mud Dragon, Ghost Spelled our shit, and then he ashes the Plasma. So now we have pretty much nothing. But yeah, I don't know what I went into. Oh, I went to Granite. Never mind. We're still cooking with hot grease. So then I grab a plus, and I use his effect to pitch the Kewltune in grave. Go into a goddamn Charmer, I believe, because Charmer has the most attack points, and we want to pretty much use that. Yeah, we grab Beta, Beta grab us minus, and then we use Charmer to grab the Ghost Spell, use goddamn Kewltune, and then we didn't even need the goddamn minus to fuse with nothing because we already had everything we needed. And that was a little BM, my bad, but I was like soup because it was like so easy to beat this deck, and I know this deck. Very, very easy to beat this damn deck. And we're back, and we're going first. I say one thing I love to see in my hand is Call by the Grave. Boy, oh boy, I love to see it. very bad because Called by the Grave be stopping so many plays. And I love to see Researcher in my hand also, because then it only gives me not really the stress. The only thing I did worry about getting in my hand is Beta. So then yeah, it's a lot easier to, you know, maneuver through shit. And I like to bait out goddamn Granite with Imperms, Ash, fucking Veilers, because they will always Ash or Veiler the Granite. So that's the reason why I go into it so much. Not because I need to or I want to, it's because yeah, it's a good Ash bait. So I go into Researcher, pitch to a Sion, go into IP early just in case I do hit Barrier Statue in the graveyard. I mean with the Researcher. So and I hit Barrier Statue, and I also hit goddamn Guardian. So I opt out for the Barrier Statue, and then I go into Nat Beast, and then I go into Toulousion, and then I end my turn, I believe. And pop the Omega, pop the goddamn Nibiru, and then get Omega on board. So this is a pretty strong board. And he immediately tried to attack the goddamn IP Masquerade, so I flip it face down, but he gets rid of our Barrier Statue in the process. And then he super polys with Humnus in the graveyard, which feels really bad. And then he's still able to goddamn get rid of our IP Masquerade, so he had like a awesome hand, if you may say so, if that's the word. And since he already had Humnus in the graveyard, then it's an easy Call with the Grave target before he just shuffle it back in the deck. So I just get rid of Humnus. He used that to go into stream, so then I immediately used Bonding. And I think I was going to go for a pitch back. I was going to pitch him back in the hand, but then I also remember that I had goddamn, what is it called? I had the Guardian in graveyard, and he used his Maduro to shuffle back 3, but I think he missed the target that I want to hit anyways, so it don't even matter. So no, he didn't miss. He got it. So he going for Researcher, and then he goes to IP Masquerade. So I immediately shuffle myself back, and then he SP Little Knight the goddamn Researcher. Okay, I mean your turn is still over with, bro. But he don't know I can still shuffle myself back in deck. I don't need to like have you on the deck, have you on the board. So I shuffle myself back. I use Researcher immediately just to see if he uses SP Little Knight, and of course he used it. It doesn't stop the effect, so I still escapade 5 from the top, and then I still have everything else I need in my hand. So he didn't stop anything. So I got the Guardian. I pitched that. I grab the attack of that. I get rid of goddamn Fenrir, and then I attack, and since I don't have any pluses in the graveyard, I'm like, okay, well, let me just go get Charmer, right? You get Charmer, then we'll just use Fenrir to like banish whatever he has. So then I did that and go for SP Little Knight, and then I banished the Sharon that he had in graveyard, so now he has nothing to fuse with besides one fuse monster. Everything else is banished. So then he got the Bellstar Vengeance, and he drew a trap, which, come on, bro. And yeah, so he baited me out by trying to destroy my goddamn SP Little Knight, and I should have just let him destroy it, but I'm a simpleton, right? And then he wasn't able to destroy my goddamn monster either. But it was just pretty much a banishing war, right? So he immediately went for that, and then I went to go banish the SP Little Knight, and he went to go banish my goddamn Fenrir. I'm like, cool, so we're even now. So he destroyed the Researcher, and then I was able to keep my Tyrion on board. Grab that, grab Bonding, and then we already know it's GG's from there, right? So Espelon, then pretty much pitch Beta, grab Minus, use Minus to pitch the goddamn Toulousion, and then we go for Gorgon just so we can have enough attack to destroy this shit. And yeah, that's all she wrote. So we was able to destroy it without losing any monsters, right? And that would make it GG's. Let's go to the next replay. And we're back, and we're going second. And his hand is okay. So he used Fenrir to add a monster to hand, which is a Rise Heart. So we immediately draw that shit. And he got the Primart, and he got the Drill Beam, and it's like, alright, bro, we get it. And of course, it's in the land of fucking floodgates, right? So he vanished face down, a plus and a minus. Terrible. That's fucking terrible. But it is what it is. And then he get the Rise Heart, and we're looking at, yeah, this is not a hard game to win, but at the same time it's going to be one of them games, right? So if you don't know that a Rise Heart automatically activates, right? I could have opted out to not use my goddamn not use my plasma and then just destroyed it, but I decided not to. So I have bonding in hand, so I used bonding to fuse with the plasma on board, shuffle that back in deck. I should have shuffled the fucking, what's it called, the plus back in, well, I didn't even use the plus, never mind, don't even matter. But yeah, I should have did that. And he grabbed a Magna Warrior, and then he grabbed another one, and I'm like, okay, cool, well, we just destroyed this shit now. So then he used that to try to get rid of the flux, and I'm like, fuck that, we're gonna get rid of your Primite, I mean your barrel. And right now we have Magna Bonding in hand, so we have full combo. All we did was normal summon, but since Conduction Warrior is so good that it's pretty much like we didn't even do nothing at all. And this has to feel demoralizing, to be honest. It's almost like he didn't stop nothing from happening, truth be told. So then get the Omega, and then I use those two to go into Granite. Use that to grab a Researcher, I believe. Yeah, then we're gonna try to YOLO for something, right? Now put in attack mode just in case, right? And yeah, get the Guardian, use that just in case he had like a Nibiru, then we were able to negate it. But we had enough attack to complete the game. So yeah, that's how you beat a Rise Heart, because it had to automatically activate its effect. It's not you don't have a choice. You can destroy it like that. And Guardian goes into Banish. It don't matter. You can still destroy whatever. And we're back, and we're going first. So yeah, we have one more replay, and that's my level up. And I don't really think it matters too much. I had to call by the greatest. I don't think it matters too much on my level up match because it was like a one turn. Like once I started, he just quit. I'm gonna play it just for GP, just so y'all can see it. But it wasn't too much with that. It was like probably like 30 seconds long. So we're doing the bread and butter combo, B&B. So since we already have the beta in hand, as I say so much, that we just need to get Researcher, and he ashes it. So now it's like if I was to summon out beta and he ashed beta, then it will feel worse because now I can't fuse, you know what I mean? So now I had to use, well, I mean, I can still use Granite to grab minus, so it's not that bad, but it's one of those things where, yeah, you pick and choose. And now what if he have Ash and he have Imperm, right? Well, I mean, either way go, I've been cooked regardless, but it is what it is. So I use bonding to grab a minus, use that to go into IP Masquerade. No, SP of the Night. Oh, because he was turning red, and I was afraid that he would Nibiru my board since I had nothing. But it wasn't Nibiru. It was definitely goddamn K9s. So I thought he had Nibiru. So instead of going for IP Masquerade, I just opted to go for what's it called? I opted to go for goddamn SP of the Night just so I can get rid of my Toulousion. Just so I can have some type of negate. I mean, some type of interruption. So then he goes in for vanquishsoul. I ash that. he called by the Graveit. I use SP Knight to get rid of the Lupus, and then I use Omega to flip down the Mad Love. So even if you did have something in the hand, like you was gonna go out a field spell, you still cooked because now you already used your normal summon, so you ain't got nothing to like shuffle back with. So yep, he grabs the vanquishsoul start, and he has no plays because I flipped it face out. So yeah, there we go. And we're back, and this is the replay that it's going to be like 20 seconds long. So I start off with Guardian just to pin down the Ashe or Max C, because you know I don't want to see a Max C either. And then I use the Conduction Warrior, and he quits. Told you it's like 20 seconds long. So, and it feels good because it was a rank up match, and they see the rank up match, and he still quit. So I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yep. So let's go to the deck list. And I use the kewltune suites just so they can try to predict what I'm playing. And then when I'm not playing that shit, then it's kind of like, oh, fuck. So, yeah. But this is the deck list. We got the same ratios. I feel like I can lower the goddamn Guardian. But the Guardian is it's a good card. But at one time, I you know, like if you draw all these cards at the beginning, all 4 of these cards at the beginning, it's kind of like now you're stuck. Like there's nothing you can really do because all these, they beg for your normal summon, and if you draw all the normal summons at once, or you draw, and this happened a lot, I draw a Barrier Statue, Guardian, and a Beta, and it's like, alright, well, granted, Beta is like a better normal summon, but if they have Ashe or Imperm, then I'm cooked. Like that's all. You know what I mean? And it's like, alright, well, do I just end my turn here? Do I use Barrier Statue to try to stop him from normal summon? Like, what do I do? And usually I opt in to use Beta, because even if they don't they Imperm or Ashe Beta, I can still on their turn tag Beta out to go for Espelon, and then use this to pitch Omega. No, pitch Omega to draw back out Beta, and then use Beta again to get plus on board, just so you can get another summon out. So you know what I mean? So this is a multiple way to just keep getting Beta out and keep Beta switching, so you can have a lot of pluses on the board. So, and even you could probably use this to pitch minus to get Beta, and then use that to bring minus on board. Like you can do a lot of tricky plays to block attacks, unless they using goddamn kewltunes and back to back, and that shit is like a blowout, bro, to be honest. And I played against that shit, and most of this shit happens in the draw phase. I mean the battle phase, but when your opponent activates a monster, you can target, and it's like, I think that shit happened. I seen that shit happen like 3 times one time, and I thought it was only once per turn, but yeah, no. And then you can make tuners can make double attacks. So it's kind of like once you see back to back on the field, more likely if you don't have a monster that can block the other monster's attack, you're kind of cooked. Yeah, you're kind of cooked. And then they can synchro. Yeah, I got cooked a couple of times by kewltunes. Like once they get this shit on field, it's kind of like, yeah, it's GG's. GG's unless you have a Savage board. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you like about the video. I have other decks that I play. I went to the same shit. I have other decks that I play. Nigga, what? God damn. I got other decks that I play, and yeah, right now the beta is kind of like ass, and it's like the same, like you see the same thing so much. What I'm waiting for is Doom Z to come out. I'm gonna play that. I think that's a real cool deck. I'm interested in that. I tried DDD. I tried Heroes. Fucking ass. I played Psychic a lot. It's a fun deck. Exo Sisters is pretty okay. Ninjas is ninjas. battle troopers is really bad right now because of how fast everything is, and you rely on your normal summon too much or drawing the right card. What's the other deck I played that was pretty good? Melodious is I don't know what the fuck happened to voiceless voice. We need some more goddamn ritual monsters, right? Why we need to play this and play this? Like, how is there only one ritual monster and no like normal summons? It should be like a diviner for voiceless voice. That would be ill as fuck. Or like Maximus for voiceless voice, or like Trias, like something for voiceless voice, and like that will run well. I used to play this deck a lot, but once they go past your defense, you kind of cooked, bro, to be honest. And right now the meta is kind of crazy. Oh yeah, Ritual Beast is pretty nice too, but I'm rambling, my bad. That's what happens when you get old. But 5-game winning streak, fuck with your boy. We can win master rank or whatever the fuck this shit called. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you tell me what you like about the video. Tell me what you didn't like about the video. And with that being said, cue the outro.